All right. Rabbi Marantz, Cantor Shelly, Aviva, and family, are you ready for Emanuel's first Zoom conference call Shabbat experience? We're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook, and I'm going to turn it over to you. So I will unmute you and we will begin our Shabbat experience.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I wish I could see you, but the rabbi and I are very grateful that we can feel your presence. So in Italy during this pandemic, people got on their balconies and they all sang. I'd love to have a similar experience now with this Nagun. You don't need to know the words, just sing out from your heart. I was sent this poem by two congregants that I'd like to share with you. May we, who are merely inconvenienced, remember those whose lives are at stake. May we who have no risk factors, remember those most vulnerable. May we who have the luxury of working from home, remember those who must choose between preserving their health and making their rent. May we who have the flexibility to care for our children when their school closes, remember those who have no options. May we who have had to cancel our trips, remember those with no place to go. May we who settle in for a quarantine at home, remember those who have no home. During this time when we cannot physically wrap our arms around each other, let us yet find ways to be the loving embrace of God to our friends and to our neighbors. The candles for Erev Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. I hope that light brings light to all of you, wherever you may be. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit, ki hu yom tehillah lemikra'ei kodesh, zecher letziat mitzrayim, ki vanu v'aharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat l'chaim.
Shalom, shalom, and bruchim abayim. Thank you, Cantor Friedman, for getting us started. And Emma, you're somewhere there, I think. We thank you for your guitar support. It is indeed a blessing to sit here with you. Here we are sharing this service in virtual space. In this format, an unprecedented experience, a Shechianu moment. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, sovereign over time and space, who gives us life and sustains us and brings us to new moments of opportunity, even amidst challenge. In many ways, that is the theme of Shabbat. It is the theme of our lives, the new normal that we find ourselves living within. I'm pleased to be here with you, and this is really amazing. Just so that we kind of have an understanding, a mutual understanding going forward. You know, we say in our physical place of worship always how important it is to focus on practice and progress and presence. We're not quite sure what perfection means, and I'm not sure we could even come close to being perfect in this setting. But we will try very hard to be audible. We will try very hard for you to hear our instruments. I'm sure we will get better technologically as time goes on. But I think it's important for us just to try and find a sense of presence in this beautiful and fragile moment. And thank God for Shabbat to give us that kind of respite and reflection, release from all the standards and challenges. We'll try to live up to a high standard, of course, but we just want to be focused and happy and together in this virtual space. Aviva, how are you? Nice to see you. Wave to everybody. Shabbat shalom to you and Debbie and Brian. Nice to have you, and Jaden. This also sort of unprecedented for us as we take essence of Aviva's great bat mitzvah celebration, which we can't do in a normative fashion, but we will do it in a special and unique fashion, try to finish it at a later time, right? But tonight we're going to hear Aviva chant Torah. And in fact, I know that you're chanting Torah and doing tzedakah at the same time, right? We have an opportunity to collect a little tzedakah in honor of this moment. Brian, could we get you to sort of tell us a little bit about the experience?
Sure. So Aviva's mitzvah project was with an organization that we all have an attachment to. Jaden also did a mitzvah project for an organization called A Just Harvest, which is an organization in the Rogers Park community, what serves the greater Chicago and Chicagoland area. And during this time, it's really important that we are reaching out to those most vulnerable and those that need resources and need food. And there's a 365-day-a-year community kitchen at A Just Harvest. And at this moment in time, we felt as a family and as a community, we wanted to support A Just Harvest's ability to feed the hungry. And so we have also, at the same time, Aviva has asked us to do a fundraising campaign to support that kitchen and to feed the hungry. And so it's a real mitzvah that we are doing that as well.
Anything you want to add, Aviva?
I think you covered it all.
Covered it all? Well, you'll let your Torah tonight speak for you, and your Menschlichkeit always speaks for you. So we thank you, dear Midgley Gladsteins, and what a great opportunity for us to be together with you and to celebrate with you. It's truly an honor and a blessing. Thank you, thank you. So let's sing a little bit. Rumor has it we have a copy of Matavu, Ma Yafeh Hayom rather. Many thanks to Leah Jones, who's our tech master tonight.
That's one of the only songs we don't have, so we'll have to hope that people have the words in their heart.
All right, very good. I think everybody knows this. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. It is indeed a beautiful day, even if we're spending it in virtual space. And of course, Shabbat Shalom to one and all. Here we go, everybody. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. And to meet the moment, and something you can use from this service every time you wash your hands, I found from my dear colleague, Joe Mesler, Rabbi Mesler, Massachusetts, a 20-second prayer that one can say during hand washing. Can't think of anything more practical and more beautiful than this particular prayer from my friend and colleague. And we'll make sure to send this to you after the service. As I take up my hands to wash them and reassure my heart, I pray for healing and wholeness for the whole world. I remember that every life is unique and of infinite value. From those living on the most remote part of the globe, to those in our cities, to our neighbors and family members, let me use my hands for good, to help bring love and compassion to others. Let us lift up our hearts and hands to the eternal. We find that verse in Lamentations 3, verse 41. Thank you, Rabbi Mesler. All right, I think it's time to stand for the Baruch Hu. Hopefully, we can stay in the picture. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai, Amivorach.
The privilege of our congregation now to invite Aviva to lead us in the Shema and the Ve'ahavta.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed Ve'ahavta Et Adonai Elohecha bechol lavavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta ba'am v'shivtecha b'veitecha Uvletecha v'derech u'shofecha uvkumecha u'kshartam leot ayadecha v'hayu latotafot b'einecha u'chtavtam amezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai V'hitem kedoshim l'Eloheihem. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim v'hiyot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Kol hakavod.
Shakochach, Aviva, thank you very much. So we continue with the Hashkivenu, which at a time like this is especially important. One thing we know about the Hashkivenu is that we say it at bedtime as we approach one of the most uncertain and vulnerable parts of our day. That is when we fall asleep and are oblivious to the world around us and in a fragile and vulnerable state. And in our Hashkivenu, we ask God to spread over us a shelter of peace so that we remain whole throughout the night, so that we can wake up to another day to be a force for good, to make a difference, to use our strength, even in uncertainty, to make a difference. These times are feeling a little dark and a little fragile and a little vulnerable. Actually, I meant that. A lot fragile, a lot vulnerable. And so we call on God to look over us with extra attention. As Hashkivenu really summons that purpose, that divine purpose. And hopefully we find comfort in it. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'hamidenu shumrenu l'chayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night. till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. Amen, everybody. Amen. 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 Amen.
It's a privilege again to have Aviva lead us in the tefillah. We invite you to rise either physically or spiritually.
Adonai sifatai tiftach bufi akita hilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Ha'gibor Ha'hanora, El Elyon, Omer Chasadim Tovim, Tikonei Ha'akol, V'zocher Hatzdei Avot V'imahot, Mivi Gula Levnei Bneichen, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Hozer U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Megin Avraham, V'Yitzrak Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei Hakol atah, Rav Lehoshia, Morid Hatah, Mechakel Chaim Mechazek, Mechayei Hakol Rachamim Rabim, Tomech Nothim, V'Rofech Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekim Emunato, Mishenei Afar, Mi chamocha b'hagevurot, u'midor melech, melech mimidor mechayei, u'matzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atan l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol.
Chaver, I invite you to spend a few moments the next little while to find a prayer that you want to focus on. Prayer for peace, a prayer for wholeness, prayer for discernment, a prayer for patience. You can make it up. You can reacquaint yourself with the Holy One of Blessing. Say, hi, I am so-and-so, and I am concerned about the world I live in, trying to feel creative in a tough time. Please help me. Whatever prayers come to heart.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki ata Melech Adon Leho HaShalom. Ki ata Melech Adon Leho HaShalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. Now it is time for our Torah service. As our wonderful student leads us by chanting Torah so beautifully, it is quite an exquisite moment when you see the younger generation stand up and take a mantle. Se'u sha'arim rashechem v'hinasu p'tachei olam v'yavo melech hakavod. Mihu ze melech hakavod? Adonai Tzvaot hu melech hakavod. Selah Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo. We'd like to invite Aviva's brother Jaden and his parents Deb and Brian to lead us in the blessing before the reading of Torah.
Baruch hu et Adonai HaBorach.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Uve'alot he'anan me'al hamishkan Yisu b'nei Yisrael b'chol masehem ve'im lo ya'aleh he'anan ve'lo yisu ayom he'aloto ki anan Adonai al hamishkan yomam ve'esh tehiyeh laila bo le'enecho beit Yisrael v'chol masehem.
Kol hakavod, sweetheart. That was exquisite. Would you read the English for us, please?
When the cloud lifted from the tabernacle, the Israelites would set out on their various journeys. But if the cloud did not lift, they would not set out until such time as it did lift. For over the tabernacle, a cloud of the eternal rested by day, and fire would appear in it by night, in the view of all the house of Israel throughout their journeys.
bless it after, please.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Thank you for that exquisite mitzvah of letting us all be near the Torah, even though we are physically far from it. Rabbi Marantz, I'd like to turn it over to you, please.
Yes. So now we are going to take a moment for the Mishbeirach. Yes, or Devar Torah. We are an awesome team.
Rabbi, it is your choice.
Forward.
It's Rabbi's choice.
Well, I think we're going to do the Devar Torah now.
Perfect.
All righty. What a pleasure. All righty. Here we go. Shabbat Shalom, one and all. It is very good to see you. I'm very proud of our team. Thank you, Leah Jones, for being our tech master. Cantor Friedman, you've been an amazing partner in this process. And Midgley Gladsteins, we've been rehearsing and getting ready. I was truly moved by not only you, Aviva, and your beautiful chanting, but I love seeing a view of the Torah in your living room. This is the 21st century. This is a real 21st century moment, true Shechianu moment. I'm very pleased to be a part of our community as we, take steps forward into these uncertain times. I know that if we do so together, that we'll be better off. And so here we are trying to team up. And I hope everybody tonight that's witnessing the service on YouTube or however you're witnessing it is feeling good about Shabbat and our effort going forward. So this Shabbat, we encounter a double portion called Vayachel Pekude. We're at the end of the book of Shemot, the book of Exodus, the second book of Torah. And the word Vayachel has to do with the formation of community. As we see in the verse from Exodus, and Moses made a congregation of the whole Israelite community. But friends, knowing it's not just enough to name the people a congregation, Moses calls that community to action. As he says, these are the things that God has commanded you. So at its heart, our Jewish community, our Emanuel Congregation, is a community of action, a community that makes and remakes itself as necessary. The Torah underscores such creative effort in Exodus 35, verse 2. For 6 days you shall work, but on the seventh day you will have Shabbat, a day of complete rest, a day holy to God. So here we are, still as a community, here today and in the days ahead. Obviously, it's different, but here we are together in a virtual sense, but our bonds are no less real. It's been a strange and difficult week, hasn't it? Our lives are shifting fast, and the road ahead is unclear. But thank God for Shabbat. From this moment of repose, we have time to celebrate what is good, to reflect on what is difficult, to rest for a few precious hours, and to renew our strength for the uncertain path ahead, to figure out how we are going to work and rest and live and flourish. Naturally, it will come as no surprised when I say this is really an unprecedented time in our lives. The COVID-19 pandemic is rapidly changing our daily realities. It's unsettling, to be sure. But Chevre, it's also an opportunity for us to stay connected, to strengthen the bonds of our community, and to engage in caring acts. And this moment is also one of invitation to be creative and thoughtful, to find light in the gaps that are quickly filling up our lives and rapidly creating a new normal that is surely difficult to embrace at first. As a Jewish community, as a human community, we are linked together in these unique moments. We are linked with each other locally, nationally, and globally with common challenges and perhaps shared destinies. Indeed, this moment is mind-boggling and breathtaking. But it is also a summons that we need each other. And given the mitzvah of Kol Yisrael Aravim Zeh Bazeh, which in translation calls us to mutual responsibility for one another, and then taking a cue from the wisdom of contemporary Reform thought, there is no doubt in my mind that this moment calls us to a greater awareness that we must be here for each other. And so, Chevre, I remind you once again that our Emanuel Congregation is a community of action, a collective force for good that makes and remakes community however necessary, whenever necessary, and whenever necessary. What that means in real time is while our building at 5959 North Sheridan may be closed for now, Emanuel Congregation remains open always. Open as a virtual bridge between us, a source of active and ongoing connection that draws us near with an increased sense of community and commitment, a commitment to interact, to talk, to engage, to share, to laugh, to cry, to counter boredom, to discover something fresh and new. And then I hope to make life and loss matter, to confront uncertainty, to walk together in a valley of shadows, and to rediscover sunshine in the rain. Of course, these commitments call us all into action in new ways, in ways that may be for our own health and safety, virtual and digital and electronic, but in ways that are no less real and no less rich. To that end, we embark on a new initiative I'd like to tell you about. It's called Walking Together, Making Community. Walking Together, Making Community is a spiritual initiative designed to help us confront uncertainty and fear in pursuit of healing and wholeness and building and strengthening community. As such, we will experiment with a number of virtual online activities for everyone, adults and children alike. And we must seize this moment to create a chesed team, a group of loving and thoughtful and caring souls who come together to spread kindness and love and care and grace, even virtually. We'll keep you posted on all the upcoming activities that will begin as soon as next week. It should really be an amazing growing experience for us. Chevre, as we stand in the novel and growing gaps of our lives, I hope we'll see through the very darkness a beautiful light of possibility. May we work to redefine our lives with new and I pray enduring purpose and meaning. May it be God's will. Ken Yehi Ratzon and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Cantor. So in the spirit of healing, I add a few extra words. These from our good friend Alden Solovey, a wonderful Israeli poet who hails from our fine city of Chicago. I read, this is certainly for all those who are affected by the coronavirus, but also their families, all those who sit and wait to find out whether they have coronavirus, those who are asymptomatic of the symptoms of the coronavirus, those who are worried for themselves, for their loved ones. We're really all in need of a Mishaberach tonight, it seems to me. So here are Alden's words, beautiful prayer. Prayer is called Healing from Coronavirus. Source of healing, cast the light of health and well-being on those who have been exposed to coronavirus, those who have contracted the disease, and those, God forbid, who contract the disease in the future. Bless them, protect them, bring them speedily to full recovery. Bless all who are ill with healing of body, healing of soul, and healing of spirit. Baruch atah Adonai, makor chaim. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of life.
Amen.
Amen. So we have all the names on the list here. I think would be nice, Cantor, is if we sang El Na Rafan Allah, and that I invite everybody to, since you can see, well, you know what? I'm going to amend my comment because it's possible somebody is not on video and may not be able to see these words. So in that case, let me read the following people also in need of refuah shlema, renewal of body and spirit. Noreen Alper, Judy Altman, Tanya Barliant, Dan Bracker, David Burchett, Vega Sorbat Chaya, Lindo Danielson, Francine Fields, Lana Fields, Don Grandolfo, Mimi Harris, Werner Hyman, Jane Herron, Priscilla Hill, Larry Jones, Harold Katz, Molly Klee, Anne-Marie Kuleza, Robert Langfelder, Holly Lipschultz, Roy Lloyd, Stephen Martinez, Gerald Marks, Richard MacArthur, Stephen Melnick, Deet Meserve, Deborah Miller, Jimmy Miller, Scott Montgomery, Joe Mosciano, Jordan Ehrenberg, Nicole Newcomb, Don Olson, Mark Perlman, Alan Sager, Leah Batsera, Zerachana Badalisheva, Solange Scaletti, Kristen Rouse Skinner, Maria Sklyanskaya, Linda Stahl, Tolly Stein, Kirk Stokes, Virginia Wharton, Nachum Feivelbein, Gedayu Masha. We can take a moment if you are online and want to type in a name. I know you can make comments. You can type in a name if you'd like, or two or three, and we'll give you a minute or two to do that. And then Cantor will continue with El Na Rafan Allah.
I can share a couple names that have come in through YouTube. Gail Wittenberg, Alan Wittenberg, Roby Wayne, and Rebecca Hanscom.
Thank you, Leah.
So this requires you singing. Even though I won't hear you, I'll imagine you. El Na Rafan Allah. Your turn. El Na Rafan Allah. El Na Rafan Allah. El Na
All right, we're ready to move towards the conclusion of our service. I hope you found it meaningful and purposeful and inspirational. It has been truly a pleasure and a blessing to offer it to you. And so, Aviva, we invite you to lead us in the Aleinu. So we rise in body and or spirit and continue with the Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shapeach l'adon hakol, l'tet gedula l'yoter breshit, shelos asanu kegoye haratzot, ve'lo samanu kamishpachot ha'adama, shelos chalkenu kahen, ve'goralenu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech Mahi Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu V'ne'emar V'haya Adonai Lamelech Al Kol Ha'aretz Bayom Hahu Yeh Adonai Echad U'shemo Echad.
You may be seated. Before we do Kaddish Yatom, or the Mourner's Kaddish, just a moment of announcement. As Rabbi told you, there'll be things going out in email form that will let you know of some of the initiatives that we're going to put forth as a staff. I know many of you, as I do, feel isolated and alone, even sad and despondent in some cases. And we want you to know that the rabbi and I, although we're not counselors or therapists, actually, we are counselors, we're here. And if you would like to talk to somebody, we're here to listen. Additionally, besides the suicide hotlines out there, if you need a counselor, there is an initiative on 311 where counselors have been added. And so if you are feeling sad and lonely, you will be able to talk to somebody by, again, calling 311, Chicago's non-emergency number. Rabbi, I turn it back to you.
So I would add, Cantor, and I thank you for that very important and tender message. I would also add that we can count on Jewish Children and Family Services, as we always can. But during this time of challenge, this time of travail, this time of darkness where we're really trying to find light, our friends at JCFS can really be helpful and healing. And so I urge you to connect with them. We can avail you any resources that you need. And we're here for one another. We have a really great opportunity to bring light out of the gaps. And if it makes us a more responsive community, more volunteer-oriented community in our own homes for one another, then we will have made it through this challenge beautifully. So we are here together for each other. Amen. So, we're ready for our Kaddish. I will just say briefly that we're very lucky to be an 140-year-old community which means we have lots of people to remember in the history of our congregation. And in addition to that, all those that we remember from other congregations whose memory roles we possess and hold in perpetuity. And so we have a lot of practice at remembering. We have a lot of practice at understanding that those who have come before us have invested us with a tradition of love and patience and resilience, tradition that we could use right now. It's an ancient tradition that always finds freshness, but it finds its anchorage, its roots in those often that we remember. And so we're especially grateful for the legacies and the lessons that we have inherited. And we'll do our best to make it through this trying time with those lessons intact and those lessons foremost in our hearts and our minds, so that we can continue to be a collective force for good and continue to sustain our community, making it and remaking it in whatever way we can. So in that spirit, we observe the following Yartzeiten: Rose Abrahamson, Solomon Axelrod, Harry Burgart, Julius Bridges, Genevieve Buxbaum, Marvin Cohen, Tilly C. Cohn, Clarence Cole, Richard Dombeck, Julius Dresner, Charles Eby, Joseph Fisher, Martin M. Fishman, Louis Froelich, Julius Ginsburg, Rose Goldberg, Jean Robisher, Goldstucker, Wayne Mark Harris, Martin Hill, Joseph Hollander, Rachel Hyman, Betty Ethel Kaplan, Louis Lang, Julia Lazar, Lila Wenig Letchinger, Irving Levin, Ray Levine, Catherine Levy, Bernard Loeb, Stephen Michael Lowe, Stanley Moss, Libby Marwick, Hyman Mendelson, Marcia Pomerantz, Henry Saltiel, James Salzman, Gertrude Fagan Schwartz, Rika Seelig, Joseph Silverman, Jacob Skier, William Steinhardt, Ilsa Stern, Henry Thau.
We have a few additional names from our congregation: Dolores Weiss, Robbie Fishman, and Pauline Wittenberg.
Any repronunciations, Leah?
No, but it's not that I've seen in the chat.
Okay. Apologies if we didn't pronounce correctly. We always value that. That's why we ask for repronunciations, so we can get it right. So apologies if I didn't, and maybe offline, if somebody detected an error, you'll let us know. We want to improve and do appreciate the feedback on any aspect of the service, by the way. So let us rise in body and or spirit, or as is our custom, and continue with the words of Kaddish.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach hirute ve'amlich malchute, b'chayachon uvyomachon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv imeru. Amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevorach leolam u'amei alamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yiromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemed kudusha brihu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nehemata da'amiran me'alama v'imeru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen.
May the one who makes peace in the heavens bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And we say,
Amen.
Amen. I think we're ready for our final hymn. Hallelujah. Here we go, everybody. Hallelujah. 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 Hold on, Shema. Hold on, Shema. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hold on, Shema. Hallelujah. 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 Cantor, should we try a priestly blessing in honor of the very beautiful paper tefillah that we got from CCAR, Central Conference of American Rabbis, to have this beautiful visual tefillah, which was maybe a big surprise, very pleasant surprise for everybody. I hope you loved it and you saw the beautiful priestly hands on the front. So let's try to do this, Cantor, just like we normally do. I think we can manage. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May Adonai bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'huneka.
May God smile upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha. Shalom.
May God place God's face in your face, that God might shine in you and shine through you and give you the gift of peace.
Amen. Shabbat shalom, one and all.
Shabbat shalom.
You're coming and you're going, although it looks like we'll be all staying home. So be well and be safe. Aviva and family, God bless you. Thank you. Leah, thank you. Thanks for everybody out in virtual lands. Emma, thank you. Of course, Cantor, thank you. And God bless everybody.
God bless you. Stay well.
God bless all our health professionals.
Amen.
Wonderful. Thank you. You can go ahead and exit the Zoom meeting, and then I will close down the live stream. Aviva, definitely go look at the YouTube comments. You were joined by so much of your friends and family and a lot of our regular Friday night congregation was there as well. So Shabbat Shalom.
Well done, everybody. Yasher koach, kol kavod. Shabbat shalom. Bye.